Hello, my name is Julia Casey and I'm the clinical educator for Coverdale Infusion Clinics. Today I'm going to show you how to do a Remicade or Stelara TDM.
Here we have our supplies for today to do our TDM. This blood collection kit is used for Remicade TDM in most provinces and Stelara TDM in all provinces.
Now we're ready to prepare our kit for our blood work draw. There are two types of Dynacare Next blood collection kits. This one is for Remicade and Stelara. There is one also for Symphony. The expiry date is also important. That refers to the yellow top tube that is included in the kit. In each kit is an ice pack, which must be placed in the freezer in advance. I normally take them out and put them in the freezer when I receive a new shipment of kits. There's also a container for our blood work tube. And inside is our yellow top tube. Please make sure to check the expiry on this before you draw blood into it. This is our protective packaging, which is where we'll put the ice pack and the blood tube into when we're ready to package it for shipping. Have our blood work tube label. There are two of them in here just in case you make a mistake. There's a sheet of instructions on how to do this blood work process. And then there is our FedEx waybill and shipping supplies. Now we're ready to actually start our process. I have all my supplies laid out, I have my gloves on, I washed my hands, all that sort of stuff. So next I'm going to actually draw my blood work from my patient. That can be done off the IV line or it can be done via butterfly. It is nice if we can draw it off the IV line for the convenience of the patient and one less poke. So now I have my blood work tube. I've inverted it a few times just to make sure it mixes well.
And now we're going to centrifuge our sample.
To open the centrifuge, press the button and open. Inside of the centrifuge there are 6 slots. This one is just saline. This is used as a counterbalance. It's important to always put in a counterbalance. We're ready to put in our blood work. This is our TDM sample. I've made sure that the top is on nice and tight and make sure it sits well inside the cap. We're going to close the top, make sure it snaps shut.
And now we set our speed and our time according to the specialty blood work chart.
This is our TDM requisition. You find a copy of the requisition properly filled out as an example in the training materials on MindFlash. This TDM requisition is a controlled form. It only comes from the Bioadvance coordinators and we do not get blank copies. The test itself is quite expensive. It's several $100s per test, so it's very important that Janssen controls the number of tests done and the physicians order them individually. The forms come to us mostly filled out by the Bioadvance coordinators, physician information, patient information. We fill in only the date here on the bottom, that would be our collection date, that must match the date on our tube. The patient information must also match the patient tube, including, especially, the date of birth. So my sample is now done centrifuging and has separated nicely. So now I'm ready to pack up this sample and get it ready for shipment. I'm going to label our tube. We can place it in the protective case and make sure that's nice and tight. Now we're going to place our blood work tube in its protective case in the thermal packaging. We're going to take our ice pack, which has just come out of the freezer, nice hard brick, and place that in there as well. Once the blood work tube in its protective case and the frozen ice pack are in the thermal packaging, you can seal it up. Now we're going to take our kit box and place the whole thing in our box. And now on top of our blood work sample, we're going to put our requisition. If the requisition is not in the kit, the date of birth or the name of the patient does not match the tube label, or the tube is not labeled, they will reject the sample and will have to be redrawn. So please be very careful with this. We're going to put a requisition in our kit and seal it up. So now we're going to take our completed kit and place it in the FedEx bag. We seal the front. There's a tab. And now our package is ready for shipping. From here, we call FedEx and arrange for a pickup. You can, if you prefer, call the day prior or the morning of your appointment to make sure that that pickup is within a convenient time for you. If you prefer, you can also drop the sample in a FedEx drop box if there is one close to you. You must make sure that it is a FedEx Express box to ensure that it arrives in time at the lab. And that's how we do a Remicade and Stelara TDM. I hope this video was helpful for you. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Have a great day.